not experts. Do not take advice from us. We are just people talking.
Okay, a lot of people love to talk, but they don't really say nothing. You can drop a like and go subscribe, knowing 2-5 probably finna hate something. Chop it up about the game, give a little game, knowing you can take something. We just saying less and saying more, should've known before you in the right place. You know Jack can keep it radical. A little crazy with his take, but he gon' keep it factual. And you know he been a fan of wrestling since attitude. We ain't here to be the ones you playing with. Red steady dropping gems only for relationships. We ain't never thinking Liam Neeson if you take it. Come and tap in with your favorites. Hey, we gon' talk about your latest. Yeah, come and tune into the station. Come and listen to this conversation. Like and subscribe, we going live. We gon' tell you what you need to hear in perfect moderation. Wait, it's like a game of chess. Remember we be saying more while they saying less. It's like a game of chess. Remember we be saying more while they saying less. It's like a game of chess. Remember we be saying more while they saying less. It's like a game of chess. Hey, hold up.
And welcome to Say Less, Say More, the trio that you never knew you needed. And yes,
turn your mic down.
Tyrese did deserve that ass whooping he got the other night.
Yes, sir.
There was nothing sweet about Tank, but there was a lot of lady about Tyrese. Today, we're going to get into it. We got some J. Cole talk, some Jay-Z talk. We're going to go around the WWE. KD passes Michael Jordan. What does 2-5 hate this week?
What?
What's Jack's hot take? So, of course, we're going to get this thing started because I got the gang with me. I got the one and only El Residente, representing Santa Clara, sometimes San Jose. And then, of course, I got Mr. Uso.
No, you just got Radical Jack. Ain't no other names.
Oh, that's what time we on today. Well, you know what, y'all? Do me a favor out there. Like, review, and subscribe. It's free.
Do the whole 9. Bitches.
Sit back, relax, as we take care of this check-in. Let's get it. So, Rez, as always, what's popping down in the Palmetto?
What is really goody, everybody? How you doing? It's your guy, Ray Jean Lewis, aka just me. I've had a good week, man. Today I actually spoke at a youth summit, which was dope. Had 120 kids out there, supporting, talking about the youth, talking to the youth, inspiring, motivating, covering really the themes from my book, A to Z Guide to Becoming Him. Check it out, www.lewlegacy.com. But just talking to the group as a co-ed group, talking about becoming the version of yourself that you want to be, and sort of taking those steps to sort of let go of some of the things that's holding you back and pushing forward into things that you want to become. Also attended a wedding today. That was fun. It was a short wedding, efficient wedding. Shout out to everybody out there that have efficient weddings. I love weddings that are less than 45 minutes long. 30 minutes long is great. Jack's wedding was actually a pretty good, efficient wedding, so shout out to him and Ariel for having a great wedding as well. I've been to like 3 really good, efficient weddings. Everybody else, if I've been to your wedding and I didn't list it, chances are it wasn't efficient. Outside of that, man, I didn't have to travel this week. That was dope. Very excited I was able to stay home and just kick with my family. And my niece Tegan's been over, so I've been being uncle of the year, just doing my thing. So that's it. What up with y'all?
What's up, Jack?
Just tired. Got over a sinus infection, so I can breathe again.
Good job, Jack. We're proud of you.
Hey. Jack out here being messy. He looked like he was breathing just fine with that cigar. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But from one side of the Alamo to the other, you know what I'm saying? Of course, that Chop Chat article came out this week. You know what I'm saying? We back in the business. You know, we dropping it off. Chopchat.com/Michael Wilson 1. You know, of course, the
Bleacher
Sports
Report.
Reports is that thing going on, Bleacher Report. And then, you know, still getting the house together under construction. You know, spent half of today clearing out my garage and then getting ready for game night with the Radical One here in a little bit. So,
Nice.
you know, let's get it, guys. So I want to know, is your image the internet or is the internet your image?
My internet is definitely not my image. I don't give a fuck about my image on the internet because fuck you. I'm just me 10,000% of the time.
Word. All right. You know what I'm saying?
Outside? All right.
Well, so, you know, I'll speak for myself.
Can we get a premise on like where this topic comes from? Like I'm like it's just like
It's about people being frauds. They got images on the internet. They think that their image on the internet is who they are in real life, and it's annoying.
say more. Say more.
Are you going Jason Whitlock on Stephen A here?
Yeah, I mean, that could be it. But, you know, a lot of these quote-unquote bad bitches that need niggas to co-sign, a lot of these lame-ass dudes that got pictures of their kids on their thing, but they never see their kids, or they see their kids, you know, every month or some goofy shit like that. They pretend like, girl, dad is my life. All you weirdos. Niggas that just got fucking weird-ass positions, and they just think like, oh, yo, I posted on the internet, so it's really real. But it's not. You asking niggas out here for $6. You're weird. All
Okay.
of y'all dudes that post all your cars on the internet, but they're really rentals, or you know, you just got a repo, but you keep posting the same picture that you took. And, you know, just I hate all of y'all, every single person that has an internet anything, and you gotta fake the funk because you got a couple people following you, and you want them to believe it's really you.
All right. 2-5? Sorry, I interrupted you. I apologize.
Yeah, so I don't know. So that's something I need to get better at because I don't know what my image actually is. You know what I mean? Because I don't really post online a lot, you know, outside of clips and things like that. So I guess I need to be more open and letting the world in, you know what I'm saying, as I make my podcast journey and all that kind of stuff like that. I'm more of a reserved, private kind of dude. So, you know, so I think just going off of things that people have told me in the past, because I'm so private and reserved in that way, a lot of people thought of me as stuck up. And, you know, like I walked around with my nose in the air, and it's like, nah, I just don't want you in my business. It has nothing to do with any of that. Like, my life is my life, you know, and, you know, me and Faye get into it a lot, you know, because sometimes, you know, we'll take pictures of the kids doing stuff or just, you know, I did, you know, like, but you know, but like we try to do the things with the kids, and then it's kind of like that don't got to be for the world. Like that's just our moment with our children. Everybody doesn't need to be present for that, you know. So I don't know what my online image is. So you know, it's something that I'm trying to work on.
Yeah.
Amen.
For me, it's sort of. I see that from multiple angles, right? I always tell people I'm one of the most private people you'll ever meet, right? Private, public people you'll ever meet, right? So I am somebody that does, you know, like post my family a lot. I post what I do, a lot of what I do. I don't post nearly all of what I do. Just based on what y'all know about me, y'all know that I really don't post most of, probably 70% of what I actually do. But I do post a lot. And I think the people, I think twofold. One, I think that we dictate what we allow the internet to have access to when it comes to us. I don't think that the internet deserves access to all of my life, so I don't give it to them. For example, I have sex with my wife. I never talk about that on the internet. It's not something that I'm gonna come on here and talk to y'all about ever. I have a daughter who does not like social media at all, so I try not to put any of her business on the internet. I don't talk about my daughter at all. I love my daughter with my whole heart and soul, but I do not share that on the internet. There are certain beliefs that I have that I don't share on the internet because it does not belong to you. And I'm going to tell you also why I'll say it doesn't belong to you as in the internet. Because you don't love me. I'm a big believer in the fact that the internet does not love me. I know this because I've seen the internet build people up and use things that they thought were hilarious and hysterical, and they made memes, and they made extra songs, and they go to the movies, and they go to the shows, and they go to the plays, and as soon as that person does one thing that they disagree with, all that stuff that was really cool that they were doing now is all reasons why we should never have supported them in the first place.
Shout out to LaRussell.
It could be something very, very small. LaRussell's a great case, right? So I curate, just like we've spoken about curating the algorithm the things that we want to see on our internet. I curate what I give you, and I don't think that's being fake at all. Because unless I'm saying, like to Jack's point, if I'm saying I love my kids, I love my family, and I never see my kids or my family, I have a terrible relationship. I don't see my kids. If I'm talking about, like you said, I'm out here on vacation all the time, and I never actually go on vacation. I'm broke. I can't afford a vacation. If I'm taking a vacation and I don't post about it on the internet, maybe I don't think you deserve to see my vacation. Maybe I didn't want to share that with you. So
yeah, and stop showing those pictures of your legs sitting on the beach too.
Yeah, I'm king of the legs at the beach picture. That's one of my favorites.
I don't like anybody seeing my kids. I think y'all are fucking weird out there on the internet, and I just don't want you to
that too, right? Because I've seen, like, to that point, Jack, I've seen people getting arguments on the internet, and the first thing that people do is like pull up pictures of people's wives and kids and stuff like that. Now, that's never happened to me before, because I promise you I would drive to somebody's house and deal with them if that ever was to be the case. But
we saw that in real sports.
Yeah, we've seen that happen. Like, that's not a cool thing. So yeah, I think, like, if somebody, I'm not a fan of living a double life, meaning like you saying that you're one thing, I'm rich, I'm blah 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 blah, and I don't got it, or I'm a great family man and you out here cheating on your wife, or you don't see your kids, you're a deadbeat dad. Like, I'm not a fan of any of that. But if you live in your life and the person that you present yourself to be is the person that you are on the internet, I don't got a problem with it. Do your thing, but just be honest about it.
Yeah, so I try not to. I just don't trust people. I don't like people. So, that's why I don't share a lot of that stuff. And, and that's the thing, because depending on where you are in life, who you're with, and those type of things, because, like, I see these posts that'll be like, hey, a guy is a red flag if he ain't posting a picture of his girl, or if he ain't bigging up his girl on the internet. Like, that's stupid to me. Like, not because there's anything wrong with it, but I'm bigging up my girl in person, like when we're alone and when we're like in venues that require that. I don't have to wake up in the morning to prove something to you by making a post.
You got to also think the same people that say that stuff are the same ones that'll post like, "This is my boo," and then they put an emoji on his face because I don't.
Yeah, and I had a friend who, her and her husband, they used to do the whole Man Crush Monday, or all that stuff. Women Crush Wednesday, all that stuff. And they would every day it was like some kind of picture, like, I love this person so much. Oh, this is my world. I couldn't function without her. And then it was just like the whole time she was pregnant, you was out here getting it in. You know what I'm saying? And then they ended up not together less than 3 or 4 months after that stuff was happening. You know what I mean? So it's performative.
I'm not a fan of any internet couple. Period. I think it's all performance. I don't believe in any of them. Most of these people, they end up getting divorced in 3 years after they finally hit their fame and they get their boost. You know what I'm saying? There's so many people out here that have started off as, this is the couple and blah, blah, blah. And everybody's like, yeah, we love y'all. And all the motherfuckers get divorced.
I am appreciative of Ayesha giving Steph his moment, though.
I think so. I think, Jack, to that point, I think that sort of goes back to the idea of like living a lie, though. Like, you're sort of living. That's a being disingenuous. So I don't come at it from the standpoint, and of course you're entitled to your opinion on that. But I don't come at it from the standpoint of like, I don't like internet couples, because I just know that the internet represents a very, very small percentage of the world. I also know that the 50% of all marriages end in divorce. So when you get married, there's a 50% chance that you're going to end up being divorced anyway. Also, again, people aren't gonna give you all their business on the internet. Most times they're just giving you the highlights. Some people decide to, go into the messy side and give you the other stuff as well. But I sort of look at it from the standpoint of as somebody who is in a marriage that I talk about on the internet. I talk about my love of my wife. My wife is on the internet. We have a podcast together, Pursuit of Forever. We'll be back soon, where we're trying to help couples. But if somewhere down the road, me and my wife ended up falling out of love with each other, I pray to God that never ever happens, because I don't know if I'd make it through that. But if that ever was to happen, that wouldn't mean that like it's bad to be an internet couple. It would just mean that we didn't invest what we needed to, and we weren't as honest with ourselves and our audience as we could have been.
Well, I think that's more. Yeah. Well, I think what he's talking about, and I don't want to speak for Jack, but the way that I interpret that is, the way that I interpret that is the people that we only know of you because of your relationship.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
You build your relationship through the internet. Like, so that's what I was going to ask. Like, what do you mean by internet couples? Like, because I think about, there's a couple that recently got divorced that people were really like taken aback by. I think about like, what's my man, Jackson, the dude that was out here giving all the ladies tips. And
Derek Jackson.
Derek Jackson, that was a quote unquote internet couple. He's a guy that we only know about him because he was a relationship expert. And his whole thing was building up black women. And
he was a fuck boy.
And you out here, in people's DMs doing lots of nasty stuff. I don't like that stuff either. So I think in that regard, I'm absolutely like I'm 100% on board with again, double lives, man.
When people see these celebrities and they're like hashtag couples goals and like all that kind of stuff like that.
Jada was weird. Like the biggest piece of black excellence for 20 years. Whole time Will's cheating on Jada, Jada's cheating on Will. Now they change it. Jada said, "Oh well, we've been broken up so many times, y'all just don't know."
Yeah, they don't even live in the same room or something.
Yeah, double lives. But everything public was black love. Everything public was
Jada Pinkett is just a leech, and she knows that name that she got big deal. So she's got to suck off that Will Smith name, because without it, we wouldn't give a damn about her big head, bald ass.
Well, maybe she wouldn't have to do that if sometimes he didn't act bizarre,
or if she decided to act and do her job, she wouldn't have that problem. But she didn't. So that's on her. Now you want to do the red table and be a magical psychologist for couples, even though you can't do shit right in your marriage. Fuck out of here.
So where do you stand on, since we're talking about couples now, I don't want to get too deep into this, but, we were referencing the conversation with Mark Lamont Hill and B-Dot from the Joe Budden podcast.
Joe Budden podcast.
Where Ayesha Curry walked back her, like, Steph isn't my type, and then the whole, I need attention from, or I want attention from other men and that kind of thing like that. So that's one of those situations, to Jack's point, where you brought everybody into your living room for no reason and embarrassed your husband for no reason.
You know why? Because she wanted attention. That's it. She got the attention, and then she realized, oh, this isn't the attention that I wanted.
Well, this 10 years later.
Yeah. Let it go for so long, and then she finally thought about it, was like, oh, wait, I'm hypergamous. Without this guy, my life ain't shit. Let me walk all this stuff back before he wake up and decide to leave me and go do some other shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But a lot of people looked at them as couple goals at one point, because, she was doing the chef thing. He was obviously who he is. So they were one of those couples that people looked at that way. And then she had the little moment on that show where she did the whole, all that,
taking
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was
to compliment me.
So what I'll say is that I think that, one, sometimes you can bite off more dip. You got more dip on your chip than you expected, right? So one, I think that she did want attention, and I think that she recognized that the attention that she was getting was not the attention that she wanted. And people seem to think that when you court attention, that you get to choose the type of attention that you get.
Right.
And you don't. You don't. When you start playing these internet games, when you start playing these troll games, you start doing that kind of stuff, you're going to get everybody, and everybody's not going to love you. In fact, in most cases, not everybody's going to love you. Before Ayesha Curry started talking, she was one of the most beloved NBA wives out there, period.
Mm-hmm.
But she's found a way. Yeah, she's found a way she's found a way to talk herself into a bunch of corners that weren't helpful. For some people, the things that she said are mundane, right? So you take them in and of themselves, like the Steph Curry's not the type of guy I would normally date, kind of thing. I'm not usually attracted to guys like him. There's the I want more attention from males. There's the thing with the taking off the ring kind of thing. Like in and of themselves, they're not so bad, but you put them all together, it seems like a trend. Also, the way people look at it is Steph Curry has never said a sideways word about this woman ever.
It's almost like Steph Curry is a real man. It's crazy.
It's yeah, like he's done nothing but uplift his wife. So even if he is saying the things that he's saying, even if she's saying the things that she's saying as a joke, it looks terrible because of who her husband is and how he carries her. There's no rumors about Steph Curry cheating on her. There's no rumors about him running around in city to city. Like now, if the case is that that's actually happening, instead of making those types of comments, she should be saying it's not what you think it is.
Well, some would argue that Sonya deserved the attention anyway.
Bro,
but that's a whole other story.
This is the thing that a lot of men out there should learn from Steph Curry. When you got a problem, you don't address it on the internet. You address it at home. All the stuff that Ayesha did, we already know Steph said something at the crib like, you being goofy. You looking stupid, blah, blah, blah. They done had all them conversations. The only time he stepped to the internet was when somebody actually tweeted about his wife. And he got on there and told them, check that shit. That's it. Yeah. Steph is exactly what Will Smith needs to look up to. Yeah. All right, you check your wife in private.
Word. Well, I have it on good authority that Michael Jordan is looking up at Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant has passed Michael Jordan and is now the 5th all-time leading scorer in NBA history.
Hey.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Congratulations.
Which is crazy too, because I swear just 2 weeks ago I called him a disappointment too.
It's not that you're disappointed in KD. You just wish that he was as the world would say, you wish
I wish he was as much of a man as Steph Curry is. How about that?
He's just not supposed to be the captain. He's the co-captain. That's all. And it's okay.
All right. So let's play with some numbers real quick.
Let's do it.
He's at 32,389 points as of this moment. So right now, number 4 is Kobe Bryant.
The beard.
He is 1,254 points away from passing Kobe Bryant. So, that'll happen early next season.
Next season, yeah.
But this is what I wanted to get to. So in front of Kobe Bryant,
Karl Malone.
Yeah, is the pedophile formerly known as Karl Malone.
Utah's very own.
Yeah, so Kevin Durant is 4,539 points behind Karl Malone.
If he doesn't get hurt, he can beat that next year too.
No, he can't beat it next year.
If you include the rest of this season, it's not playoffs.
They don't count the playoffs. Yeah, so the highest Kevin Durant has ever scored in a season was 2593, and that was back in his MVP year. Okay. As we sit here right now, this season, he has 1,818 points. So, with that number, 4,539, do you think he can actually catch Karl Malone? Do you think he has enough legs, enough game? Because, he's 38.
He's got 2 more years. He'll retire at 40, for sure. I don't think KD's going to be the guy that's trying to hold on till 45. I think he'll pass up Kobe, and he might just pass up Kobe and call it a day. Be like, you know what, I'm good. I got the points that I need. I got my rings. Call it a day. I think this Rockets run is going to be his last real hurrah, and then he'll go ahead and hang it up.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get to Kareem. To get to Kareem, he needs 5,999 points. I don't think he'll quite get there.
Yeah. Because that's also barring injury. So, it's a lot to think about. You need 4 seasons.
Yeah. And so with the Rockets, though, they're in some trouble, man. It hasn't been looking good lately. So, he might get some rest because they might lose in the first round.
So that's my point, man. If I was KD, for real, I'd pick a team like Minnesota or Charlotte. I'm picking somebody like that where I could just go really be an addition, and then hopefully they do, because that's what he thought he was doing with the Rockets, but the Rockets don't have the team that he thought they had. So go to Minnesota where you could help Anthony Edwards get some free butt, or go to Charlotte and you can help them other young boys go crazy. But you know what I mean? KD, I respect you as the co-captain that you are. 2-5 doesn't, because he wants you to be something you're not. I look at you as a great scorer who doesn't want to be a leader, and that's okay, dude.
I think so. KD is interesting. KD is probably one of the most talented basketball players I've ever seen in my life, especially offensively. I can't think of two people that score easier than he does, and I've made that point mad times over the years. I don't want to see him switch teams again. I just want him to finish his career, get whatever he's going to get out of it, and just finish. I don't want to see a run where he's just going from team to team every year. I think it sort of waters down your legacy in a way. You don't want to collect that many jerseys. Thank you so much. You don't want to have those collector items. Thank you. You don't want to have those collector items where it's like, oh, remember that year when KD played for? Like, I hate those. Like, I think about like the Patrick Ewing, the Patrick Ewing playing for the Sonics, Shaq playing for the Cavs. Like, I don't want to see that from Kevin Durant. I'd rather Kevin. What I would love to see is Kevin Durant go back to Oklahoma City and finish his run out there as like the elder statesman. Somebody who can give some good game.
I would love to see him go to OKC and start his coaching career.
He would contribute. I don't think KD will be a good coach.
I don't know if he would or wouldn't, but I don't want him back on the Oklahoma City floor as a member of the Thunder.
He's not a leader of men.
KD will retire from the NBA, and we will never hear from him again, or he will become a podcaster on Gilbert's set.
He might start rapping again. He's actually a pretty good rapper. He might start rapping again. He's a pretty good rapper. I wouldn't want to buy his albums, but I heard he's good. I heard some stuff from him.
So speaking of Kevin Durant, what do you think of this statement? And this is a quote from the great Isaiah Thomas, my second favorite NBA player of all time. If you replace Michael Jordan with Kevin Durant, the Bulls still win the 6 titles.
Hey, Isaiah Thomas, do me a favor. Be old. Enjoy your legacy. Stop.
Which Kevin Durant?
He didn't say. He just said Kevin Durant.
If you give me Kevin Durant from the Golden State Warriors and put him on the Bulls, they win 6 championships.
I don't know. That's tough.
I don't believe it.
I believe it.
That's
that
tough,
team,
man.
because
he would have had a time.
KD plays defense.
He would have had a time with Sean Kemp.
No, but in Golden State, he did play defense. That's my thing. Like he did play defense then. And yeah, I mean, KD would have scored on anybody, bro. KD would have scored on anybody in any era. Like he just.
I think Barkley would have bullied him.
I think a lot of
people. We're taking this guy and put him like. I don't know, man. I just think
his offense is still gonna be great, but Payne,
right.
He's gonna get murdered. He's not gonna be a great defender at all. He'll get bullied.
But you just then you pick the matchups though. You just pick your matchups better because then you just put like okay, you still got Rodman or you still got Scotty. You still got Horace Grant. You still got these other people. Huh?
One of them got to go away.
Well, no, you're adding him to what they had. You're just taking Jordan away.
You just took Jordan.
So who's your shooting guard?
Pete Myers.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
So you put so let's flesh this out, right? You put KD. You're removing Michael Jordan. You're putting in KD, which means you now have a 6'10" shooting guard. What's Craig Elo doing with him?
I don't see KD working that way, but hey.
What? Okay, let's think about the best people who defended Michael Jordan. What's Gary Payton doing with him? What's Joe Dumars doing with him?
Gary Payton actually might give KD problems outside of shooting.
Yeah, Chris Paul gave him problems.
Yeah, outside of shooting,
not enough.
Gary Payton's giving Chris Paul, giving KD.
No, I think that what would be interesting to me is we would have saw some things that we saw later a lot sooner. Like I was just imagining KD next to Tony Kukoc. That's what I was thinking about.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like that would be a hell of a matchup problem.
How tall is Tony Kukoc?
I think if I remember, he was 6'10". Yeah.
Wow.
So KD's taller than him.
That's nuts.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That would have been interesting, but I just don't know if the Bulls would have had the person.
KD starts at center.
I don't know if the Bulls would have had the person that you go, hey, I need some buckets, like from the standpoint because Jordan would take your heart out. Like he would hit the daggers. He would go on his personal 8-0 runs and all that. I don't know if KD is doing that. And I don't know if the Bulls and you got to take away that you're losing to Jack's point to some degree. You're missing Jordan's defense too on the perimeter. So, like, that was a big part of what made the Bulls was Scottie and Jordan's defense together, even though, obviously, we look at the Jordan highlights.
So you still get so wait. So you still get Scottie though, who was
Yes,
the
you
best
still get
defender on the
Scottie.
Bulls? Who was the best defender on the Bulls?
Okay, I'm not going to argue against that.
And then you get Kevin Durant, who when Golden State was playing against the Cavs in the finals with LeBron, who guarded LeBron?
That's not a good point.
It's a great point.
I don't
Still
know.
did what he wanted to do.
But he's not the same type of player that we're saying that Durant would have to guard, though. You know what I mean? Like he would be guarding like a Sean Kemp or somebody like that.
Jordan never guarded Sean Kemp.
Well, we're not
Jordan
talking.
never
We're talking
guarded
about Kevin
Sean
Durant, though. Yeah,
But I'm saying we're putting him in place of
6'11".
Jordan.
No,
We're
he's
replacing- we're replacing Jordan.
on the Bulls as a roster spot. He's not taking George's spot. They're not putting him at shooting guard.
You can put Kevin Durant's played two guard.
All right.
I don't think you're putting him at that point in time. You know what I mean?
but
Like, your two guard ain't gonna be bigger than Scottie Pippen.
But I'm saying if we're gonna put Kevin Durant in there,
And remember, back then positions were positions. There wasn't all this small ball and like moved it. You know what I mean? It wasn't like the Warriors, the Hampton Five or whatever they called them. You know, where Draymond was playing center. That wasn't happening back then.
but the person that guarded Sean Kemp would still guard Sean Kemp. If you are a coach, now just think from the standpoint, if you're a coach, if you are a coach,
So
right?
then Durant would guard Detlef Schrempf then.
Durant would guard whoever Michael Jordan was guarding.
And he would get lit up.
He would not. Craig Elo's lighting him up. Which one of them lighting him up?
Craig Elo was gone. Craig Elo was gone by the time Jordan started winning
Byron
championships.
Russell lighting him up.
No.
Okay, who's the hardest thing for Michael Jordan to guard? John Starks lighting up Kevin Durant?
Starks lighting up KD, yeah.
No, he's not.
Reggie Miller coming off them screens.
Reggie Miller would be a problem off screens. That's
You
one.
know what I'm saying? Like you got
I'm
who's trying to
disrespecting
think.
Clyde Drexler.
Clyde Drexler would not do that against Kevin Durant. He would not. He wouldn't. He wouldn't. He
KD
just
can't
wouldn't.
stop that. KD can't guard no damn Clyde Drexler. Stop that.
Kevin Durant is not.
I'm already mad at y'all. I'm already mad at y'all for demoting Clyde Drexler below James Harden. Don't piss me off even more. But
I've never listed them.
I don't know who y'all is.
So
never listened to
anyway, hey, so
Bottom of the list.
should I take anything? Should I take anything out of Boston smacking around OKC the other night?
No.
Because, you know, SGA did go 10 for 12 from the field and still had 33 points, and Boston beat them still by 10.
Yeah. Because nobody else showed up.
And Jason Tatum still isn't necessarily
Right.
there yet. Like, he looks good, don't get me wrong, but he's not there yet. So, you know what I mean? So is Boston, do I need to start looking at Boston as, hey, that's the team that's coming out the East?
I thought Boston was always looked at as the team.
I've thought about Boston as the team that's coming out of the East for a while.
Like since Tatum's been back, basically.
Especially since Cade went down.
Well, I never had Detroit coming out the East anyway.
Well, I just think it was tighter. I think it was closer.
No, I had Cleveland coming out the East initially, but
I never.
but I got to go back and reevaluate now.
Is Donnie Mitch still in Cleveland?
Yes.
Yes.
And they ain't doing nothing.
Cleveland has 3 players I don't trust in the playoffs. Their 3 best players are 3 people I don't trust in the playoffs.
So you got what? Mitchell, Harden. Who's the third? Mobley.
Yeah, not Mobley. The other one.
Oh,
Jared Allen?
Yeah.
No. Did they get rid of the guy? They got rid of a man.
You talking about Darius Garland?
Garland. That's the one.
Yeah, he was in the Harden trade. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's
As long as James Harden is on your team, the playoffs is not a good place for you. James Harden is a one dude who's never missed the playoffs his entire career. Yet we have nothing good to say about him being in the playoffs.
I knew he took that Warriors team to 7 that everybody was afraid of. And if Chris Paul was there, they probably win that game 7.
Okay, let's give him that. I'll give him that one highlight.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, he was one of the best players on OKC, even though he was the 6th man in that finals run.
I don't like to count that because that was a.
Oh, I got you. I don't want to count the things that make James Harden look good.
No. I don't want to count James Harden being carried by KD and Russ. Because when you get to the finals and you watch James Harden, he does what? Who's James Harden in that finals?
He was Manu.
What'd he do?
Well, that was the problem though, because he wasn't actually.
Well, he was
carried. He had
he
a
was a
great
point
year
guard.
that year.
Yeah, he was a point guard.
He had a year that year.
Amazing year.
The problem
When he
was
got to
he
the
got to
finals-
when he got to the finals, like he just disappeared. Like he. I have no evidence that he played in that series.
They don't beat the Spurs that year without him.
Yeah, nah.
But
he was
I'm
nice.
not taking away what he did do. I'm talking about when it's time for James Harden to shine the brightest, that man disappears quick as hell.
And he ain't better than D Wade either.
Nobody has ever said these things.
Yes, people have said these things.
Have we said it?
You gotta ignore them.
You know what I'm saying? It's an ongoing conversation.
The Say Less, Say More.
No, the Say Less, Say More podcast did not say that. But people watching Say Less, Say More have said that.
Okay. All right. Y'all need to stop saying that.
All the YouTube shorties out there and Instagram reelers. Yeah.
And then you got tomorrow. After tomorrow, we will be down to the Final Four.
That's right.
You know, in about 40 minutes or so, you know, we got Iowa and Illinois starting off the Elite Eight, followed by Purdue and Arizona. Tomorrow we have Duke and UConn, and then that's going to be anyway. And then that'll be finished by Michigan and Tennessee. So, guys, call your shot.
Duke.
Who's winning the national title?
Duke, Michigan.
Before we get to that part, can I just say, just shout out to my Duke Blue Devils? Oh
no.
Just sir, I know you're a host. Just give me a second. Point of privilege, please, sir. Thank you. Last night we had a tough game against the well coached St. John's Redhawks.
The Red Storm.
Red Storm. Sorry. I apologize.
Loser.
Coached by Rick Pitino, who, fun fact, I graduated from College of Charleston with his daughter same year. She was in the education program, so I actually met him briefly. He wouldn't remember me, so it's cool. But they played so well. Like, we were down at halftime. Like, they just played so well. Run. Yeah, they are nice. They played well. They have a lot to be grateful for. I'm glad to see that Caleb Foster got back. Truth be told, I've told 2-5, even as a Duke fan, I have not watched a whole lot of basketball this year. It's just been a crazy, crazy year. But I enjoyed watching Caleb Foster. My guy Evans is the unsung star of our team that nobody talks about.
That's what I told you. The Duke goes as he goes.
Yes, Evans is a dog. Evans has everything that I'd like to see Cam Boozer have. He's a guy, like we talked earlier about, if you need somebody to go get a bucket, Evans just goes to get the bucket, dog. He do not care about the flow. Like he cares about the flow of the game, but when you need somebody to take over and do work, it is Evans. So shout out to him. Shout out to the other Boozer, whose name I always forget. Is it Caleb? Caden Boozer. He's been holding us down in these in the first round, in the second round. Evans has just been so consistent. Cam Boozer has been up and down. Cam, we're gonna need you to be a superstar. I understand you got 20 in the last game, and we appreciate the 20 that you got. But in the first half, I want to say you had like 2 or 3 shots. The first round and the second round, I want to say the second round, you had 1 shot in the first half. We can't have that happening with you being our best player and to win a championship. So my prayer, I'm not going to pick Duke because every year I pick Duke and every year my heart gets broken. So I'm just going to say I really hope that we make it another week and do well. I know what my heart is. I know what I want to see happen, but I've been hearing great things about Arizona. I haven't been able to watch them for a full game yet. And I know UConn's gonna be a beast next week. So I mean, tomorrow. So
yeah.
I'm hoping that we can beat UConn. That's what I'm hoping for right now. So that's the shot I'm calling. I hope we beat UConn.
Yep. So yeah, I watched the game last night. Shocker. Don't really care about this stuff. However, I did choose Duke, and look at them flourishing, being great. Why did I pick them? That's what happens. You know, just greatness happens when you put your finger on it. You got the Midas touch. All right, so these little Dukies, the little Blue Devils over here, they're going to go over here to UConn. They're going to run them out. Why? Because we're fighting the UConn males. Y'all ain't the females. Y'all don't have that run game like the females do. Y'all can't go on undefeated streaks like y'all's women can. Why? Because y'all are bitches. So the Duke Devils are going to come out there, show their ass, do what they're supposed to do. And then Michigan is going to run through everybody else they got to run through. And then they're going to come and meet Duke. And you know what's going to happen? Duke's going to lose to Michigan. However, it'll be a final.
I think Michigan's not a good matchup for Duke at all. We saw it play out a couple of weeks ago, actually, before the tournament. They had a late season out of conference game, and Michigan couldn't do anything with Duke on the inside. You know what I mean? And Dominican LeBron, definitely didn't show up that game.
Okay, let me change this. Duke is gonna play Michigan. They're gonna beat their ass.
So in my money bracket, I have Michigan over UConn in the title game. So I had UConn beating Duke. But then on Sports Reports as ordered, I was going to go Michigan over Houston, but then Mr. Logical said it, so I had to switch. And I was like, well, Houston over Michigan. And then, Houston lost to my sleeper team. So I want to be happy, but I can't be. I think that Arizona is actually the best team. But Arizona doesn't have history on their side. They're that team that everybody believes in, picks them for the Final Four, picks them for the championship every year, and it just doesn't materialize. You know what I mean? So I'm going to stick with Michigan, just because that's who I said. I don't want to switch it up now. But
okay. Yeah. Hey, Arizona, that's Steph Curry, right?
No.
Oh,
well, Steve Kerr went to Arizona. He was at the game the other night.
Steph Curry went to Davidson. I think people also got sticker shock when it comes to Duke, right? If you look at the players that have come through Duke,
Gilbert Arenas went to Arizona.
Like in the last few years, just the players and the teams that we've had, we should have had a championship. We should have had probably 2 or 3 championships in the last 6 years. And so people are afraid to pick Duke because they don't want to pick Duke and then it happen again. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
Hey, should have been Finals MVP Jason Terry went to Arizona.
Yeah, Jason Tatum also went to Duke.
But Michael Dickerson went to Arizona.
Before we move off of college basketball, I just also want to shout out to Duke's women's team.
Yeah, they beat LSU.
Taking out LSU last night. I'm very happy about that as a South Carolinian and someone
and I just got one request. All you people watching Say Less Say More, all you people that watch any other podcast in the world, don't name your daughter Flo J. Don't do it.
Flage.
Don't name her that either.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Well, you know why she named Flage, right?
No, I don't, and I don't care. Don't name your child that.
Well, I'll tell you why. Her father's name was Camouflage. His rap name was Camouflage.
Jesus, please don't name your kids Camouflage.
No, his rap name.
His dad's rap name was Camouflage. He was actually killed when she was named after her father's rap name. So it's Flage. And she was killed. I want to say the story is she was actually in the front yard when her father was killed. So her name is
terrible.
That's a real terrible story. Don't name your kid Flage.
But I'm not. But that being said, me and my brother.
I would have rather them just named her Camouflage.
Yeah, that'd have been different. But I said to say like me and my brother were talking about Flage. And the rivalry between University of South Carolina women and the LSU women, and how we both were very happy that LSU got knocked out last night by the Duke women, which actually was a very good game, by the way. My brother knows a lot more about women's basketball. Yeah,
Louisiana women are better than South Carolina women.
No, they're not.
That is not true. They lost their last 11 out of 12 to South Carolina.
I ain't talking about college basketball. I'm talking about the culture. Women from Louisiana.
Word. Hey,
I would just do that for sure.
What I thought I would never see in my life, is Roman Reigns taking TikTok insults and running with them against CM Punk. Because I told y'all a couple weeks ago how homie called me the old guy, whatever the case may be. So saying Roman is taking this old thing a little bit too far. He was born in the same decade as CM Punk. And it's just dumb. You're fighting for the World Heavyweight Championship, and the storyline is, yo, you're old. What we doing?
Are you done?
No, actually, one more thing real quick. Because I want to say something because, I got to say this publicly because you always talking shit to me. So I'm going to say this publicly. The best part of Roman Reigns and CM Punk is Jey Uso. We have a Jey Uso renaissance happening right in front of our face. And all us Bloodline fans that love Jey back in the day, we getting Crash Out Jey back.
Oh, I see.
We?
I see what you just did. Now I like that. I saw what you just did. I saw what you just did. Okay,
is
I saw what you just
absolutely
did.
crazy. Let me take my goddamn glasses off because this mother effer here is a fake fan. You know what I'm saying?
What?
So one time for the one time, man. Word.
What is he gonna do? Yeet me to death?
Come on, man. Hey, maybe so. You never know. You ate a punch from my cousin. What's up, bro? Shout out to the big oos. All right, you know what I'm saying? You heard what he said. Joe, hey, smash them all.
You know what to do.
Know what to do. You called the shot. Why? Because you're looking at your future tribal chief. He's coming back, but this time they realize, hey, yo, we can't do it with the babyface Jey. That don't work. The fans like Crash Out Jey when he's on the mic. So we're going to get the Crash Out. The only thing I hope is that we don't get these types of talks because you hear what I'm saying, Oos? Like, I don't.
Does Crash Out Jey talk less?
Yeah, no. Crash Out Jey tends to talk more, but
he yells.
He yells, and it's like you got to stop that. But
4 letters, 1 word, yell.
The main point was, CM Punk and Roman Reigns, right? And what I had to say about that is CM Punk was in the back politicking and letting everybody know that you're not allowed to talk about his little gay-ass dog, and you're not allowed to talk about his little small, used-to-be meth-head wife. So the only thing that they can do is go off of the angle of him being old, which is something that was already done by... I don't even remember. I think CM Punk got called old in AEW, and they made that a storyline. I don't know. 2-5 watch AEW, But the thing is, bottom line, the build-up is still good. We're still having good feuds. 2-5 doesn't agree, and that's okay. But we're still getting good stuff, even though the material that Roman has been forced to use is it's not even on his side, and he's still making it work. You know what I'm saying? CM Punk is over here talking about his dad, talking about his family, talking about he can't do anything by himself.
He'll fight every Samoan there is.
Yeah, he's got all the cards to pull. Crazy. And, please don't let Roman say anything about my dead dog, because that's the worst thing in the world. Man, get out of here. So we use the old thing, and guess what? You can fight every Samoan.
Love their dogs, man.
Nah, dog. Don't say you can. Don't say I need help. You said I'll fight every Samoan. So when we come up and jump your stupid, goofy ass, you said you was ready for every Samoan. And when Dwayne come out and he start putting hands on you too, just remember you asked for this.
I think if all of that happens, then Roman loses at WrestleMania. But that's my thought there. In terms of the build-up, I do think they've been doing good promos. I've been enjoying the promos. I thought the first one was really good. It built some real anticipation. I think the second one wasn't as good. The one last week though, the one that we saw this week, I thought it was pretty good. With we got Crash Out Jey, we got Smash Them All, and we got Roman giving CM Punk the Shield Slam minus Shield, which I thought was fire. And then we got CM Punk trying to laugh. Like, it was really weird trying to laugh. Like, saying he's laughing.
He really tried to laugh through that.
He's like he was in pain, but trying to laugh through it. Like if someone punched in your eye.
I think that was one of. Well, I think that was one of those moments where, I guess, from the psychological warfare, CM Punk is like, "I got you to snap." Like, that's what I've been trying to do.
Oh, cool. If he ends up being injured or rupturing a disc because that happens, now
because he's old.
It's like because I'm old, right? So I think
we didn't forget about you needing an oxygen tank in Survivor Series,
right? And that's the other thing. Like I've been so a couple things, right? So for me, as long as it's a great match, as long as we get a great match, all of this is fine. If we get a terrible match, if we get AJ Styles versus CM Punk,
oh my God, no, we won't get that.
Yo, I can't even tell you the last Roman Reigns match I've enjoyed.
You don't like Roman Reigns?
I can't tell you the last CM Punk match I enjoyed.
The last CM Punk fight I enjoyed was during his feud with Drew McIntyre.
See, I wasn't here for that.
See, you got to think about that. Think about what you're saying. Like,
think about how many.
I don't even like Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like,
that's what I'm
saying. Like, no, I like Roman Reigns, the character. You know what I'm saying? But I just think that his matches,
like Joe.
They just look the same. Like, and you already know, like, oh shit, Roman's gonna dominate and talking to the camera. Oh no, Roman's getting his ass whooped. Here comes his cousins.
I just want to see. I do want to see Roman win clean. That's one thing I really do because, like, y'all know, I went back and did the 4 hours of watching the Bloodline for 4 years thing, and like the thing that kept that like it. I've seen this critique, and I don't understand why wrestling fans make this critique because wrestling fans know what wrestling is, but it seems like I don't know if the people who are doing the writing think that if Roman wins clean, hey Journey, if Roman wins clean, that somehow that will like make him a worse fighter. He's not a heel, so it makes no sense for him to have to win by people coming in and like. If he's just gonna do that, then he just should go be all out heel. But you can't be face guy and win because your cousins come in and beat people up. That's why I said I think that if we do see like in the next 3 weeks for WrestleMania, 2 weeks now, 3 weeks for WrestleMania. If in the next couple of weeks we start seeing The Rock and we start seeing the Bloodline reform, I don't think that Roman's gonna win it at WrestleMania. But as long as Roman But if the Roman try to keep one on, like try to like say, all right, Jay, stay out of this. I'm gonna do this. I got this. Then I think that we'll see Roman win and we'll sort of restore. Right. And then what happens after that will be different. But I think if they go back to everybody running in to support Roman, I don't think it works.
No, we only get two angles from this. You either get Roman winning or you get Jay interrupting and messing up the match.
And that's what I think is going to happen. I think Jay is going to try to help.
You don't get Dwayne until after the match. So if Dwayne shows up, it's after the match. If Dwayne shows up, it's for Randy Orton. But it won't.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Good transition there, Jack. Because I was going to say we never closed that loop because remember, The Rock handpicked Cody to be his champion. He turned him down. John Cena came through, kicked Cody in the nuts, and then so now you could close that loop one or two ways. Now you can have Cody go, I realized that I needed you. And you could have Dwayne come back and get his handpicked champion. Right. Or you could do the Randy thing where it's like, you turned me down. It's always up or whatever. Basically, like, I'm here to bring you pain, Mama Rhodes. But they're trying to get people to boo Randy Orton. And the people are not having it.
Yeah, it's not happening. They love
Randy.
You got to think, like you said Blandy Borden. He's been boring for like 5 years. So we're all excited. Like all the old Randy Orton fans, super excited because it's like, yes, we finally get to see like a real Randy Orton. You know what I'm saying? I don't like Randy Orton. He's a good guy.
It's also that his character is built around sort of being a little bit insane. So if his character goes insane, it's not a weird thing. It's not like, oh, boo, like this is the guy we always thought he was.
He's got voices in his head.
Yeah,
like, that's what we want to see.
He's the Viper. You never know who's going to get an RKO, when they're going to get the RKO, how they're going to get the RKO.
That's right, Jelly Roll.
Oh, my God.
Hey, yo, the Jelly Roll match was absolutely hard to watch.
No, he got RKO'd last night.
Oh, well, I'm talking about him chokeslamming whatever.
So but Jelly Roll came out to break up him and Cody, and Jelly Roll got RKO'd.
So are we convinced that? So are we convinced that Randy's going to walk out of WrestleMania as the champion?
Yes,
I would like to see Randy Orton come out of this.
He's 100% going to be champion. Cody cannot carry this anymore. Like,
what I didn't want to see was the new United States champion of the world.
Who is it?
It is the one and only Sami Zayn, formerly known as Sami Uso. We got our mellow trick gang that I was trying to get, and it went the wrong way.
I can explain it.
Yeah, go for it.
So I was actually watching this. I was I got back home early from crab leg spot with my wife, and I was watching SmackDown on television, and they had the thing was they started out by talking about the fact that Sami Zayn was going to Nick Aldis. That's SmackDown, right? Nick went to Nick and was like, "Hey, what do you got for me for WrestleMania? I noticed that I'm not on the program." He says, "Well, I don't think I'm going to have anything for you." He says, "Okay." He says, "Well, I'm going to take the open challenge." he also goes over to Trick Williams and tells Trick Williams, "Hey, I'm gonna get you on." He said, "You've been doing well. I'm gonna get you a slot on WrestleMania. Get you a match at WrestleMania." So Sami Zayn takes the US title challenge with my guy. What's his name?
Carmelo Hayes.
Carmelo Hayes. And so he goes out. He's fighting Carmelo Hayes. Of course, Trick Williams has been doing the thing the last few weeks where he's been coming out during Sami Zayn's matches. He comes out during Sami Zayn's match and he's sitting on the side. He gets up to try to interfere in the match and hit Sami Zayn, and he ends up hitting Carmelo Hayes. And Carmelo Hayes goes down. Sami Zayn gets up, does the kick in the face.
The haluva kick.
And then he wins the match and wins the title. Once he wins the title, he's all happy. So a few things. One, they didn't. Y'all know when normally if there's a title change, they do the fireworks, right?
Mm-hmm.
There were no pyrotechnics. That's the first thing I noticed. There were no pyrotechnics. Sami Zayn wins the title. The crowd isn't really going crazy. There's of course people that are happy, but they're not going nuts like they normally do when there's a title change.
Yeah, no, Sammy's push has lost its flame all the way.
So he walks to the backstage and he says, "What do you think now, Nick? Do I got a WrestleMania match?" He says, "Yes, you do have a WrestleMania match. And at WrestleMania, you are fighting Trick Williams for the title." Oh, sorry, dang. My bad. I'm slacking. South Carolina's own Trick Williams.
I would never disrespect Booker T by trying to ad-lib, but I will.
Let's play a game of multiple choice.
I'm here for it.
A, does Trick Williams win? B, does Carmelo screw Trick over or try to interfere and, the reverse of what happened last night? C, does it become a triple threat match and Carmelo gets into the match?
Okay. C is actually not a bad option, but regardless, I see Trick winning.
I think Tricky 2 times comes out at WrestleMania with the U.S. title.
And then
Which
maybe
is what
Carmelo get into a feud through the summer.
But Carmelo comes back and says, "Hey, I was a fighting champion. You cost me the title. I deserve a shot at the title."
Yeah, because that's one thing. That's one thing that is going to go away. That U.S. title, open champion, open fighting shit. Once Trick gets it, hey, that open challenge is dead.
Is it going to be as dead as this Rhea Jade feud?
Rhea and Jay's not dead.
It's dead. What was that last night, Rez? B-Fab and Nisha came out. They all talking all over each other. And, Rhea beats up the goon. And, come on, man.
Okay, so the talking is bad, but the match itself is not going to be bad. I
think the match is going to be good.
The match is going to be great.
I hope so.
You're right. It's but
because Rhea's a worker though. Rhea's a worker. Rhea knows how to sell a match. Rhea knows how to put together good matches. And Jade, I think, and I sent y'all a clip of Jade talking about the fact that she was I've trained. She's I trained with Bryan Danielson now, or Daniel Bryant, whatever you want to call him. She's I trained in these places. She's but I realized that nobody wants to see me do that. She's nobody reacts to me doing grapple holds and they don't want me to be Io Sky. They want me to be Brock Lesnar. So I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna give you what you want. I'm gonna be Brock Lesnar, and as long as the story,
Brock Lesnar is still good and still has wrestling moves.
No, he's not. But that's why.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
No. This version of Brock where we are right now. Yes, Brock Lesnar is a fucking monster in the ring.
Brock Lesnar can do every move. He could do a shooting star press. It's insane. Brock Lesnar's like that. But you're right.
But that's my point. Right. Yeah. But he's not coming out and doing that.
Right. Trash.
Yeah.
That's the only reason that this match is going to work, because she's finally fighting somebody that can damn near look her in the eye.
That's
what I'm
saying?
Versus
that's
fighting these. Because I think Jade could have a good match if she was fighting, say, the other lesbian,
Rhea's match is going to shock everybody, and it is going to be really.
I hope you're right.
I think we're going to see Jay doing technical moves. We're going to see Rhea doing her Karanas. It's going to be a dope match.
Oh, snap. She going to give Rez his snapmares.
Yes, we're going to see all that. We are going to see
Jade's going to break out a snapmare takeover.
I'm willing to say that they will have the top 3 match out of the whole WrestleMania weekend. Guaranteed.
I wish I had a tag team to say that about.
Yeah. What is going on with the tag team division, and why does WWE hate it?
Lyra.
Yeah, Bailey and Lyra been running this, you know,
for the last year. For the last year, clearly, apparently.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean. The only thing I'm looking forward for, and this is the sad thing. The only tag team division situation I'm looking for is for Kyrie to finally snap on Asuka. That's all I'm waiting for.
Yeah,
I need Kyrie in the. I need the Kyrie yell in the box too. I got to put that in there.
You know, but like, even like, where's the Street Profits at? Like, I know they were on NXT a little while ago, but where
I don't think they exist anymore. Montez Ford is fat, and I don't know what happened to them. Like, I think that like something's happening. Maybe Montez Ford got hurt, or he's supporting Bianca. But either way, have you seen Montez Ford?
Yeah,
the dude ain't who he was. He big as hell.
Yeah,
you know,
I was wondering if he was bulking up for like a different type of run or something.
Does bulking up include your belly?
Yeah, I was like, he's not bulking.
I mean, it kind of does initially.
He's getting big, dog. Like, that ain't bulk belly, because bulk belly is like
look,
on top.
Maybe he got sympathy weight.
That's what I'm saying.
It looked like Montez Ford's bulking up plan involves going to Burger King and getting some Whoppers.
Yeah, because it's not good.
But
the Usos are going to lose their championship to the division. I don't, unless they don't, and then they make it a WrestleMania match. Which
well, the problem is that when we were growing up, the tag teams were deliberate. You know what I mean? Like, you had your Demolitions and your Road Warriors, like dudes that fit together and their gimmicks matched each other. Now it's just like, hey, we got the vision. Let's have these dudes team up.
Yeah. So
you know
I don't know what's
we got
two happen
old dudes in the back that we don't know what to do with. Let's give them titles.
Who?
R-Truth and Damian Priest. Let's just
speaking of which,
I forgot they existed. I ain't gonna lie.
And I got one more request. No more Jelly Roll. Bring back Bad Bunny. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do there.
I'm not mad at Jelly Roll. Let me say I don't hate you, Jelly Roll. I think you do a good job for what you're supposed to do. However, let's bring back Jelly Roll on the side, or Jelly Roll just talking. We don't need to. You need to train a little bit more before you get in these matches.
Hey, slight pivot. You know what I like to hear Jelly Roll talk about? His thoughts on Ice, that he said that he had something he really wanted to say before the Grammys. Right? No, he didn't.
He lied. That's why.
He lied.
That's what Jelly Roll talk about. I'm not well versed in politics.
Why these people be lying about racism in the military?
Want watch TV? Mickey Mouse? All right, go sit down.
Say that again.
Why people be lying about racism in the military?
Say more.
Well, I don't know. That's the next topic.
The topic actually says military exposes us to more racism than people know. And I will 100% say that the reason I say that personally is because I grew up in a very mixed area. All right. Where I'm from in Texas is not highly racist. It's a very mixed, big old melting pot of everybody everywhere all at once. However, what I will say is in Georgia, I did get to see a lot of racism. But when I went to the Army, I realized that the characters that people see on TV and stuff like that, like all these white boys from Nebraska and Montana and
leave my corn huskers out of this,
and Utah and Idaho, they don't know real black people. South Dakota, North Dakota, Delaware, Maine, New Hampshire, they don't know black people. So they only see us as the entertainers that they see on TV or the stories that they hear, the stereotypes. I've had mad white dudes in the military be like, yo, did you have your dad around? Yes, bitch, I did actually. But they think that like all that stuff is real. Just like people who aren't from Texas think that we ride around on horses.
Well, that's like the story that I was telling that time, and saying I hate to keep throwing my guy under the bus like this, but we had the office. It was myself, a Jamaican girl, from New York, a black girl from Georgia, Well, she's from Louisiana, but she lives in Georgia. There was two black guys from Georgia, and we had a Samoan woman as our superintendent, and we had this one white guy from New Hampshire. And, so, we're listening to the music, we're talking, we're doing our thing. And he kind of made this comment about, like, hey, can y'all send me to another squadron? And we was like, why? And he's like, because y'all be talking and, like, listening to all this stuff, and I can't relate to it. And, saying, today 2-5 would say, hey, say more, man. Like, what's really going on? Tell me what's on your mind. Back then, 2-5 was like, welcome to my life, motherfucker. Like, like everywhere I go, white people here, white people everywhere. I turn on the TV, white TV shows. I go to the movie theater, white movies. Y'all listening to country music and rock and roll over here, which was originally ours, but, wasn't at the time.
That's also the music that they will accept, in the public too. Like, you can listen to rock and all that kind of stuff in the day room and all that kind of stuff because it's easy on the ears. But you turn on one hip hop song and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, wait, what are we listening to in here, guys?
Yeah. And that's why, like, so you have these conversations, and I think I told the story too, where the girl had asked me to teach her Ebonics, and it's like, y'all really, like, haven't been exposed at all. Like, I mean, granted, I grew up in Baltimore, right? Like, Baltimore is basically a 50-50 split between black and white. So I dealt with white people all my life. So when I got to the military, there wasn't that culture shock. You know what I mean? To whereas a lot of these people, like you're talking about from these places, they get into the military and it's the first time they ever had a conversation with a black person.
Yeah. I had a friend. I don't know if I tell you all the story. When I went to basic training, I met a kid from Utah. His name was Scott Roush. And he said he had never met a black person in person. He'd only seen black people on television and in music. So his understanding of black people was based on what he saw, like a Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood, movies like Friday. So he didn't have a high opinion of black people. But he wasn't a racist though. We actually ended up having using basic training as our like cultural exchange program, where we would like literally sit down and talk about our different cultures. I learned about like Rammstein. I learned about different like 9 Inch Nails. He taught me about like a lot of rock and roll stuff that I didn't know.
Miracle Whip?
No,
not
Miracle Whip.
Stuff like Linkin Park and
yeah. And I don't think Linkin Park was out yet, but it was around that time. But he showed me a lot of stuff. I showed him a lot of stuff, and we grew. I will say, actually, my time in the military, I actually dealt with less racism than I had in any other point of my life. But it's also because I'm from South Carolina, so racism sort of grows on trees here.
Yeah, we definitely got the racism in the South.
Not
2-5 is not from the South, so I don't know what he's
2-5 is not at all from the South. He's from Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah, he's from New York.
So and he's like, okay, so hey, Javian. I just wanted to point out that so my experience was not that. Actually, most of my bad experiences in the military happened with black people.
Oh, I've had bad experience with black people too. Like I've had
the vast majority.
Yeah, I had the experience with the black people that was trying to get their cookies from the white leadership.
Oh no, I ain't talking about the coons. I'm talking about the dude that was just trying to be overtly black, but you could tell he was raised by like a white mom. So he was like Colin Kaepernick, where he wanted his.
I was just thinking that
he wanted his blackness to shine real hard, but it's like, bro, you didn't grow up in this, dog. He's like, yeah, Jack, you know what it's like to not have your dad around. It's like, no,
that's crazy.
Hey, you're weird. Stop.
That's
not how we're gonna relate here, buddy. Sorry.
Well, not only did I have a dad, I had 2 dads.
Yeah, like we're not doing that game, dog. 2 Christmases. What's up? 2 birthdays. 2 everything, and they were both great.
I hope you're watching this podcast, sir. You are a loser.
Had a TV in both my rooms. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that's like. Had a car. You know what I'm saying? Had a ride everywhere. Always had money in my pocket. Come on, bro.
It's always these dudes with the white moms. You know what I'm saying? I think that every time I listen to J. Cole speak.
Oh, Deb. Okay, pivot.
Joe Budden podcast.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's been on his interview run, and I got a couple of words for you, J. Cole, and I promise I mean this with all due respect. Shut the fuck up! Like, what the fuck are you doing? What is he doing right now? No, but what is he doing right now? Like, he got on one podcast talking about, I don't really think I'm the best rapper, but but like when I'm in the studio, like you got to feel that way. Or like, then he's like, oh yeah, like I felt like Del Curry watching Steph Curry and Seth Curry playing each other in the finals when Kendrick and Drake was going at each other. And it's like, shut the fuck up.
Well, maybe he didn't mean it like I'm their dad. He was just trying to say from a disappointing or like
what he was trying to say.
I don't care what he meant. I don't care what he meant.
I don't know why he couldn't say like LiAngelo versus like watching Lonzo and Hello.
Yeah,
but whatever, Like,
so I think this sort of actually goes back to the first segment, right? Everybody's not entitled to your thoughts. J. Cole, I understand the need to want to clear things up. Guess what you don't have to do, J. Cole?
Clear things
up.
Yeah, we moved on.
The same way you said when you were in that interview, oh, well, I was going to talk about the Diddy thing, but I decided not to talk about it because I realized that it would do me no good to talk about it. Guess what else does you no good to talk about? Everything you're talking about.
At this point, the
like,
beef is just lie.
Like, by all means, like, I get you wanting to say I have respect for all these rappers. But to say, oh, do I really think I'm the best rapper in the world? Even though I say I'm the best rapper in the world, there are so many great rappers in the world. So yeah, sometimes I feel like I'm the best rapper in the world. But Black Thought exists, Lupe Fiasco exists, Kendrick Lamar exists, and then I also noticed that because you said Kendrick Lamar, you also had to say Drake exists. There is no planet in which you think Drake is a better rapper than you, J. Cole.
It's just not true. Yeah, it's just not true.
You don't think that, bro. So instead of saying like I think this is a point that you're also trying to make. You don't have to sound like you're saying the right thing all the time. And I think that J. Cole is trying to say the right thing. And you don't have to. You don't owe these people this stuff.
Yo, I want J. Cole to shut right now, but when he drops that book in 10 years, I'm buying it.
J. Cole, you are amazing. You are amazing. You've been rapping like you've been on the public scene right around 16 years now, 15, 16 years now. You're considered one of the greatest rappers to ever touch a microphone. The other people you mentioned, Black Thought, Lupe Fiasco, Kendrick Lamar, and Drake, you know what none of them would ever do? Go from place to place to place saying, oh, well, sometimes I say I'm the best rapper in the world, but I don't really think I'm the best rapper in the world. That sounds stupid, even if you believe it. You don't have to do this.
That's crazy. I don't think I'm the biggest and swollest man in the world, but I always tell everybody I'm the biggest and swollest, strongest human you ever see. Like that.
If you want to sell your album, dog, sell your album.
You taking this fall off shit too far.
If you trying to promote the album. Go out there, talk about like, give me Tegan.
But then he was talking about his wife. He's like, yeah, my wife was crying when I told her I was going to apologize. And it was like, yeah, she was probably disappointed in your dumbass. You know what I'm saying? But no, like she was hurt because her and Whitney are really friends, I guess. But you know what I mean? But it was just one of those things where it was just kind of like, bro, we wanted to hear about the apology about a whole year ago. You know what I'm saying? Most of the people that crapped on you for making the apology have moved on and been like, all right, I get it now. Like after reflection and all that, we were like, all right, like I still don't agree with it, but I get it. And now you're making us question it all over again.
Yeah, I agree. Also, 2-5, if you take the pop filter.
I know, but I didn't got time. I am trying to, man, what's going on? Talk to me, Jack.
It's just loud. Like you're like the loudest radio. No. Look, don't take this off. Just the
no. I'm like literally just turning my microphone down. I'm turning the volume down on my microphone.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't know that Whitney was friends with J. Cole's wife. So that's news to me.
Yeah. I definitely think that I think if you're gonna promote the album, dog. If J. Cole went a long time without doing any podcasts, any interviews and things like that. Then he started his own podcast, right? and he was speaking already on his podcast. He was already talking. So if he was already talking, then it makes no sense for him to do this run of podcast interviews and then say a bunch of stuff that you didn't say on your own podcast.
I didn't know he had a podcast.
He had on his because remember when he did
it's actually a pretty good podcast I hear.
Yeah, and he's like because he talks about his stuff, but he's talking about the stuff that he wants to talk about. It's just I don't understand now that you're out here like you're being lured into these conversations that you don't need to have.
But I think we just found out the answer to the mystery.
What
is it?
He don't think he the best rapper. That's why he didn't reply to Saha.
No, nah. This is the only thing I have a real problem with is right here. Yeah, y'all know what we doing. Y'all know what we doing. Oh, what up, man? For real? A lawsuit? Like I don't like the
corny. It was corny. If that was LeBron,
you know that was better than calling somebody old.
If that was LeBron, 2-5 would have had a 2-5 hate segment just on that.
God. If that was LeBron, dog, I don't know if we would have. Yeah, I would have been so mad.
2-5 would have led the pod. That would have been say more.
But because it's Cole, we let Cole get it off. But
I'm not even a big J. Cole fan like that.
You're not. It's just that he's not one of the people that's in your target. That's what I'm saying. He's not one of your targeted people. That's all.
Oh, I'm not defending him.
If he was LeBron, dog, we would be eating him up. That would be
Yeah, that was not cool. It wasn't clever.
All right, well, you know what? I got one for you. We ain't got to eat up LeBron. Let's eat up Jay-Z real quick because on the Joe Budden podcast, Joe Budden podcast, they reacted to Jay-Z's interview, and I'm gonna just say one thing, and I'm gonna step out the way. You know what I'm saying? All I got from this interview is Jay-Z is old and really, really far removed from the things that he used to be intertwined with.
As far as
talk about beef, like hip hop beef, like current.
Just in general, just in general, like he just sounds like so. I know that he prides himself on being a capitalist. You know, he was a hustler. You know, like it was always about money with him, flossing, and you know, what's the difference between a 4.0 and a 4.6 and all that kind of stuff like that. And he seems to do the thing that white people do, where white people say things like, America's not racist. Obama was president. And so Jay-Z is now in this zone of like, I made it, so we made it.
I don't think he is, though.
That's the way I took it.
Well, the thing is, I respected what he said when he was talking about don't take that a loud word out of your vocabulary, because
that was fire. That was,
you know what I'm saying? Like that's something that y'all know I get into it with about everybody. I hate the victim mentality. I don't want to hear any black men on this planet saying like, "Hey, big dog, I'm stuck because of the white man." Y'all know I hate that shit. So him talking about like take that a loud thing out your mouth, I love that. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome.
3 point. However,
go ahead. Sorry.
However, you know, he did seem out of touch at different points, at different places. Like, you can't say that beef, blah, blah, blah is bad, but then at the same time, like, act like, you know, the beef that you had didn't, like, propel you to a different place. You also can't pretend that just because social media exists, you got to delete a whole part of the culture. You know, like, you could say, like, I don't like the violence or I don't like the beef going to this place. And you can also separate the context that.
I got one even better for you.
Also fans too many flames.
I got one even better for you, and I said this to you offline the other day. You know, where he was like, people felt like since Kendrick was selected to perform at the Super Bowl, you know, people felt like he was taking a side. So 2-5 does not think that Jay-Z was taking a side. 2-5 also knows you knew that he was going to play that fucking song. You know what I'm saying? You knew that he was going to perform Not Like Us. You know the context and the words in that song, Not Like Us. So don't sit up here and talk about how social media is tearing everything down and taking it too far when you gave him the biggest platform possible to call his ops a pedophile.
Yeah, also, you know his ops very well.
You made money off of Kendrick calling a man a pedophile.
you know how sensitive his op is. So that's the other part. Like, you knew what you was doing because you low key got a beef with Drake.
And it was the right move business wise. It was the right move to have Kendrick do it. But don't come back on here later talking about like, nah, like we going too far. You gave him the biggest platform in existence to shit on this man.
I don't think that it was a problem in any type of way. I think if I got a problem with Drake, if I'm Jay-Z and that's a position that I can utilize, I'm probably doing that too. But Rez, you haven't said anything, so please say something. Oh, all right. Well, never mind. He's having technical difficulty.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
We can hear you though, so keep talking.
Y'all can hear me? So yeah, so
yes.
what I'll say, so I actually, there's so much to react to, so I don't want to react to all of it. So what I'd like to do, I actually pulled up something because I wanted to make sure, because I didn't want to do the thing where we just talk about sort of like the part that everybody's been talking about when it comes to it. I sort of wanted to go through like some of the things like that were like the high points of it. So the first thing he talked about was the rape allegations. I love that he came out of the gate talking about the allegations and sort of how it impacted him. The young man that did the interview, I forgot his name. Let me find it. Fraser Tharp. So first of all, shout out to Fraser Tharp, who you know, I know 2-5 feels like he was a super fan of Jay-Z, but I love the fact that somebody who does not already have a major platform, nobody knew the name Fraser Tharp before that interview. He came out and gave a really good interview, and he got Jay-Z to answer more than I've heard Jay-Z to talk about in a long time, even in music, right? So he talked about the rape allegations and why he didn't settle. I thought that was good for him to start out with, because if he didn't address that or didn't talk about that, somebody would have said, why didn't he ask him that? So I love the fact that he came out with that as the first point. I thought he handled it well. I love the fact that he talked about the fact that, you know, he said there's certain things that, you know, even as somebody that's from where I'm from, that, you know, has sort of the background that I have, there are certain things that we didn't do. You know, women and children, you protect women and children. And so how, you know, being a father, sort of how that impacted him, how his daughter showed up at her school wearing a Jay-Z shirt, like, you know, backing him. I just love that as a father. He talked about Blue Ivy and her work ethic and her being on tour with her mom, and like how he would like sort of stage at her and not allow her to be in certain songs that he thought were inappropriate for, you know, a 13-year-old to be a part of. I loved hearing him talk about that. Getting to the Drake and Kendrick thing, I do agree with what you're saying in terms of, if the biggest song in the world at that time is Not Like Us, and you know he's going to play Not Like Us, it can be perceived as you picking a side. But I also think that the audience that Jay-Z's talking to is never, ever the people who would think that. Like, I think the audience that Jay-Z is talking to is...
He's not talking to everybody?
Well, no, he's not talking to Drake. Like, he's not talking... Like, that's my thing. Like, he's not... It's like his bar... So the bottom line... What I've noticed for Jay-Z over the years is the bottom line is the bottom line. That's the most important thing, is minding the bottom line. So if the bottom line is going to allow me to break the Super Bowl halftime attendance viewing record, then I'm going to do that.
So was there anything that you either wanted Jay-Z to expound more on, or a certain topic or subject that he didn't talk about that you would have liked for him to talk about?
Not really. I feel like because I'm not used to getting a whole lot from Jay-Z in interviews. Like, I think we've talked Jay-Z, Beyonce, LeBron James, like, they're sort of very media trained to the point like they're going to give you exactly what they want to give you and nothing more. I think Jay-Z gave a lot more than he normally gives. He normally doesn't talk about his family. He definitely doesn't talk about his wife. He doesn't talk about the way, like, I don't remember an interview where Jay-Z talked about when he went to trial for stabbing on Rivera. Like, these are things that you're either going to get from Jay-Z in a book or in a song. You very rarely get in an interview. So, no, I don't, there's nothing I personally wanted to hear more of, but I can imagine if more people did. And I can also understand the critique of somebody saying, why didn't he go to like a Joe Budden podcast? Or something like, you know, Drink Champs or whatever. I would never expect to see Jay-Z on any of those podcasts, but go ahead.
So what do you think, Jack? Was there anything that you would have liked for him to touch on, or you felt like he could have answered more of, or anything like that?
I think so. Okay, I'll give you one. I think and I don't know if this is by design. I'm pretty sure if I'm Jay-Z, I'm going to try to control as much of the narrative as I possibly can, while also making sure I can get the journalist.
That's why he chose to stand to do the interview.
No, I think okay. If he goes on the Joe Budden podcast, he's not going to ask him about Epstein Island.
No, he's not. Well, no, I don't need Jay-Z to be asked. No, I don't need Jay-Z to be asked about that. I don't need that.
I'm just saying, like stuff like I'm thinking people like
Jack
wouldn't
have
asked that. Like the places that Jay-Z would go, and I think we talked about this, like people who have a genuine respect for Jay-Z and respect for anybody. Like if we brought someone on our podcast, there's certain things we just wouldn't ask them about. But the thing I think that he should have to answer a question about is when the Puffy thing happened. Because he did talk about the rape trial. He did talk about the rape allegations. There was an opportunity for the journalist to then say, okay, we've known you to have a pretty good relationship with Puffy over the years. Can you expound more on why is it that when everything went down with Puffy, you made it seem like you didn't know him very well and y'all?
Yeah, and Jay would have been get this kid the fuck out my face.
No, but that's an opportunity. but as a journalist, and I think Mark Lamont Hill probably would do a good job of this.
Over.
But unless that was one of the questions that was on his do not touch list. And every artist, every person that does interviews has a do not ask me that list. And if that was on it, that's the only reason I could see. But to your question, if there's something I would have liked to hear him talk about, I would have liked to hear the answer to that. Because Jay-Z's been at Puff parties, and Puff's been at Rock Nation parties, brunches. So it's not like it's a far stretch to imagine that they were more than just acquaintances who saw each other at the Grammys every once in a while. So I would have liked to hear him. If anything, that's probably the only thing that I'd have liked to hear him talk about. Yeah, that was it.
I would have,
but I open the floor.
I would have liked the interview to ask Jay-Z, did you finally start respecting young girls once you had a daughter? You know what I'm saying? Because Foxy Brown, Tierra Marie, Beyonce, Aaliyah, Rihanna. You run into these 16-year-olds a lot, Jay, over the course of your career. And just trying to figure that out. You also ran with R. Kelly, Epstein, Puff. You know what I mean? Like Harvey Weinstein was your boy. Russell Simmons was your man. Like everybody I named is either dead or in jail or in another country running from jail. So it's just like, you the only clean fish? Like, you the only one?
Yeah. Well,
you know what I mean? You the only one?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what he would say to that. I couldn't give you an answer to that. But what I would say is I probably, if somebody posed a question like that to me and I was in an interview, I probably wouldn't answer it.
Guilty as charged.
But I wouldn't answer. But I also wouldn't answer it because you also left out a lot of people that I deal with that aren't in jail or dead.
Well,
there's
yeah,
a lot of people.
These are the people that are in jail or dead. And these
but I'm saying but I'm just saying like in that question, you specifically point out people who have done. It's like if you look at my life, right? I'll take it off Jay-Z and put it on me. There are people in my life that are dead or in jail. So somebody could say, hey, I've seen you in pictures with this person that's dead. I've seen you with this person that's in jail. I've seen you with this person that's done crimes. I've seen this person that's killed people. What, are you the only one in your crew that doesn't do that? That question in and of itself, that question in and of itself, well, none of those people were his best friend.
Puff?
Puff was never his best friend. You thought Puff and Jay-Z were best friends?
Come on, man.
You thought Puff and Jay-Z were best friends.
Puff and Jay-Z are pretty fucking close.
Best friend. I'm talking about the term that you use. You think they were best friends?
They're not best friends. They're on a phone call. We hang out month to month basis. Our wives know each other.
I don't think they saw each other month to month. And I've never seen anything where Beyonce and Kim Porter were hanging out. Like,
I think that if I was Jay-Z,
to me, best friends is like we travel together. Like we do like I have a best friend in Atlanta. When I go to Atlanta, I'm staying at my best friend's house. I don't get a hotel because that's my best friend, right? I talk to y'all every day. Y'all are like my best friends. So I don't think in any stretch of the imagination Jay-Z was there. The people who are Jay-Z's best friends, Ty, Emery, like people he talks about in songs, every single album, those are his best friends. I've never heard Jay-Z talk about Puff like that.
Okay. I'm just saying,
So back to my point, like I think that question and I understand why you would ask. I understand why you would think that. I understand the line of thinking that comes with it. It's just that's a very selective group of people to just say, oh, we've seen you associated with these people, so how are you not like these people? I would also sort of, if I'm Jay-Z's PR person and you posed a question to me about the ladies that I've been involved with, I would ask you, what proof do you have that I dealt with these people when they were underage?
We don't have much proof except for pictures, word of mouth.
No, that's not proof. That's not proof that you dealt with them when they're underage.
Well, what about when the girl herself says it, or do we not? Do not believe the young?
So girl
we don't believe the girls no more.
No. That's not what I said. Because again, if you say a string of things, one of them is true, doesn't mean that all of them are true.
Okay, so if Foxy Brown says that
yes,
dude had sex when I was 16.
Okay. So that's one.
That's one, right? Let's just keep it at one. Let's just keep it right there.
Okay.
I'm asking you about this one specific relationship.
Okay, so then in that case, you can ask him about that one specific relationship.
Right.
That you have a statement from somebody who is the actual person who did it. So then that's a completely different question. Then I'm gonna list. Wait, hold on.
Like Beyonce.
Just hold 1 second. That's not true. But see, that's the thing. So now how do you prove that?
By showing you pictures of you.
Pictures of what?
Hanging out.
So every 16-year-old that you know you've had sex with?
No, that's not the case. We're asking about your stream.
Right.
You asked me to tie in a relationship, so that's what I'm doing now.
No. You said
let her leave this room without signing a contract.
I'll wait. I'm gonna wait.
Is that not what you asked? You said one thing. You can't name a bunch of things
because one right because you only so the proof that you had was Foxy Brown saying it, correct?
Correct.
So do you have proof of Rihanna saying when I was 16 years old I had sex with Jay-Z?
No, I have proof of Rihanna saying she couldn't leave.
Okay. Do you have proof of Rihanna saying I had sex with Jay-Z?
No.
Okay, I'm going through your line of proof because we know that two people in a photo is not proof that they're having sex.
That is very true.
Okay, so Beyonce, is there proof of Beyonce saying when I was 16 years old I had sex with Jay-Z?
There's no proof of Beyonce saying it. There's proof of other people saying it.
Tiara Marie, if we have proof of Tiara Marie saying when I was 16 years old I had sex with Jay-Z.
I'm pretty sure we can actually look that up and find it.
Okay, then we can look that up. That's easy work. So if you can find video proof or an interview where she said I had sex with Jay-Z at 16 years old,
Tiara Marie is also on that scale where people wouldn't care because
but she would because that would be an additional person. So I'm just trying to all I'm trying to do, and I'm not even really arguing or debating it, is just if we say these things, like especially as a journalist that works for GQ magazine, you can't just get up there and just talk about stuff you heard on YouTube.
Yeah, but the thing is, I didn't ask him about having sex. I said, what's up with your affiliation with meeting these young ass girls?
Well, I meet everybody in the industry. Everybody has photos with Jay-Z.
And that's what I was going to say. That's how you answer the question if you choose to answer is you and Puff, you and whoever, you say, I'm in the entertainment industry. Yeah. I meet people all the time. When I see Puff, he's from New York, just like I'm from New York. Yeah. Okay. I say hi. You know what I mean? Like being polite.
You also party with Puff. You've gone to few parties. I've had a couple of after parties. You've also partied with R. Kelly.
Yes.
You did 2 albums with this.
I did 2 albums with R. Kelly. That's what
I did. I did 2 albums with R. Kelly. We had a party. I left at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, I was gone.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Whatever.
And you also were friends with Harvey Weinstein, and you were friends with Russell Simmons.
Again, what evidence do we have that they were friends? Now, Russell's different. Harvey Weinstein. So I'm just using these on a case-by-case basis. Harvey Weinstein, is the photo evidence, again, your proof that they were friends?
Yeah. Your photos, you being in multiple places together and venues together, you could chalk that off as just a rich relationship. That's fine. We don't have to indulge that. But what about Russell Simmons?
If there's industry parties and I'm in Hollywood doing things, we'll be at the same place because he owned a lot of those things. So I'll be where he is. So I'm just saying, like, these are.
And the reason I'm only bringing these people up because these guys have real money like you. They're in contact with you. A lot of these other celebrities wouldn't be able to meet you. You know what I mean? The Will Smiths of the world are eligible to meet you, but all these other people that are like
who he also. So actually, the funny thing is, you brought up Will Smith, and you love Will Smith. Right. So it's a good example.
I would ask you about your relationship with Will too.
So what I would tell you if I'm Sean Corey Carter, I would, when you bring that up, I would also say it's funny that you mentioned that, because Will Smith, who I actually produced an entire Broadway play with and have done several business, I've done business with Will Smith. I've never done business on that level with Puff.
Right. And Will Smith is
yeah.
also accused of doing some shady things as well. But, you know, me being a fan
I
of Will
haven't
Smith,
heard anything negative about Will, except for like that he might be a closeted homosexual. But outside of that, I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, and that's a big deal. You know,
not to me.
Some people, you know, they don't think it's wrong, but that's okay. But
all right, so you know, let's
Good
wrap
question.
this up. So yeah. So let's wrap this one up.
Are you in closing us?
In
closing,
is there an album coming?
Yes.
No.
It's definitely an album coming.
I think an album's coming one day. It's not coming soon. And what I was hoping was at the end of that, I would feel comfortable that like an album was like this, the tour that he just
like it was imminent.
He just like once he gets through these three dates, he's back and we got an album coming like that. Jay-Z, by his own words, like the clips even talked about in an interview. They talked about the fact that Jay-Z had the entire album before it was done, and they were waiting for a Jay-Z verse. And Jay-Z said, everything that I recorded, I hated. I didn't like any. It was all really bad. He was in a really angry place. He was dealing with the rape allegations, you know, all of that stuff. Like he was dealing with all of that, and everything he was saying, he didn't feel like it was good enough, and two, he didn't want to put something like that on somebody else's project.
On a side note, I am proud of you for not saying grape.
Oh,
thank God.
Yeah, all right. God. Listen, we're gonna have to edit that out though, so it's cool.
You know what I'm saying? No, I think something's coming. I would say possibly fourth quarter. I think that Jay-Z
that'll be enough time.
Yeah, I think Jay-Z is the type of dude that wouldn't just announce an album like he wouldn't just come out in an interview and be like, "Yo, my album is dropping." Like I think that's going to be a separate announcement on his time. I think that him saying
that when I record blah, 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 when I'm in the studio, I got to feel this or this was him giving us straight up like, yeah, dog, I wasn't in the mood at one point in time, but I'm fine in that zone.
All we got to do is get Drake to diss him.
Well, or maybe he develops J. Cole brain and he says, at first I was thinking like this, but then when I thought about it.
At one point down the road.
Jay-Z is so he's just a strategic guy. He
doesn't very strategic.
At one point down the road, I want us to have a conversation about Jay-Z and J. Cole. But because
that was one of the ones that we didn't talk about that I really wanted to get to. That's fine.
I'm interested in this J. Cole Jay-Z thing that everybody else is investing.
I am.
I don't care.
I am only from the standpoint that Jay-Z literally brought J. Cole in and was giving him the Memphis Bleak treatment. He was giving him the "this is the guy" treatment. A Star Is Born was featuring J. Cole.
But that's my thing. Like, that's why I don't care, because Cole got his career, and that's it. I don't care about y'all.
No, because, so like if everything created equal, I understand what you're saying. Yeah. The problem is that J. Cole repeatedly takes shots at Jay-Z every chance that he gets, and like he shits on. Well, I ain't gonna say he shits on him, but he says things that would put Jay-Z. That make you think he views Jay-Z in a negative light. So I would like to know a little bit more about that.
While also saying simultaneously that Jay-Z was the reason that he got out of the deal as well as he did. Like that he owns his masters. Like Jay-Z is the reason that he owns his masters.
I just want to know a little bit more of the backstory.
Yeah, he got out of his deal without any ties. Like the fact that he was able to just go over and do Dreamville, that's not a thing that happens. People don't just let you out your deal and say, okay, go over there. Own your music, own your representation. And
Jay-Z. If Jay-Z's the person that people say that he is, that could have been I brought you in this world, I'm gonna take you out moment.
Puff,
you know what I mean?
Puff is never allowing that to happen.
Yeah, but how we feeling about the rest of the Joe Budden podcast? Because you know,
oh damn, what the heck?
They have this new cast going on. And when I was listening today, they had like 46 people on the mic.
There are so many microphones.
How we feeling about that?
I love the Joe Budden podcast much. I feel like Joe's doing another one of those chemistry tests where he's trying to figure out who fits with whom. He brought in, but first, of course, you know, it was Joe and Maul. Well, actually, if you go back all the way back, it's Joe and Marissa, but I'm not gonna go that far. Joe and Rory and Maul in Parks. Rory and Maul leave. Then comes Ish and Ice. Then comes Melissa and Flip. Then came Mona and Mark Lamont Hill.
And then B-Dot.
Now it's B-Dot, and I think that Ray Daniels is also somewhere in the rotation.
And then Imani is
Imani
here
does
sometimes.
yeah, he
I
does
think
the
he's mainly
Patreons.
Patreon. Yeah,
He's purely Patreon. And I wonder, like, I'm trying to figure out what he's doing with it. Joe's a mad scientist, so
I think he's trying to figure out who I'm keeping and who I'm releasing.
I think Flip realizes that too. That's why Flip's been trying to be around more.
Like, that's all
But
that is.
I think
Who am I keeping,
everybody.
who am I releasing?
I think everybody's on the chopping block, and I think Mona realizes that too. That's why she was early. She was actually on time today.
No, I don't think that at all. I think Mona was told, like, "Hey, I'm going to let you go if you can't get to the show."
She's
because that's the thing. How you come to the show 2 hours late?
Yeah, but it's not bad until they start doing the thing where they talk over each other. There's too many people talking at the same time, and I think Joe is trying to figure out also how do I develop that balance where people do have the opportunity, they don't feel like they're being crushed. But when you have 7 people with microphones, like, it's really hard for everybody to get their stuff in, and then you're gonna go long segments without hearing from anybody. So why are they even there?
Well, like, I think that they're not putting. I'm not a fan of B-Dot at this point.
I don't like him
But-
at all.
But I also
The feminist
feel
conversation
that,
was hysterical, though.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up too.
Yeah.
But I don't think that they've necessarily set him up to be successful either, because, like, I feel like he has a very limited range of what he can contribute, and they don't get to the things that he can contribute.
Well,
to.
what is he? Okay,
Well, he's a music writer.
Okay, so he writes R&B music.
No, he writes. He's a journalist.
Yeah, he's a journalist.
He reviews and discusses, like, that's his whole bag. Like, how the whole issue, like, there's no music head. Like, everybody's like everybody. So what I see, just thinking about what you just said right there, specialization, right?
Right.
Ish knows stuff about finance,
Real estate.
and like real estate, and he can give you like hood dude relationship knowledge.
What
He's
does
like that
Ice
kind of
know?
thing. Ice is
Ice was the music guy.
Ice is tech, and Ice is the guy that's sort of off the cuff, like he just fills gaps. But there's nobody who's specifically like knows music to the and it could be Parks, but Parks isn't interested in taking that space. B-Dot could fill that space.
However,
just like Mark does the politics.
But the thing
Mark
is,
does
B-Dot
politics.
did that and got sunned by Mark, so it's like your position doesn't even look valid.
Well, no, that's
No,
going to happen
He
though.
got, no. B-Dot got sunned by Parks.
I mean, yeah, that's what I said. What I say, Mark?
Yeah,
I meant Parks.
He's a Mark. Yeah, he got sunned by
No,
Parks.
but that's going to happen
Yeah,
from time to time.
That's going to
You know
happen
what I mean?
because Parks is him.
Right. So, but you still got to give him that runway to figure it out, because I don't know if he's ever done podcasts before.
Yeah.
You know, but he's new to me. So you still got to let him grow and develop.
Okay, and then so on the show, to me, I think the show would be really good with Parks, Ice-ish. Actually, no. Parks, Ish, Flip, Mark, Joe, and take everybody else off.
And the other thing too is that Joe's got to stop stepping on conversations that he's not interested in, because there'll be times where they're having interesting conversations to maybe the listener, but he don't want to hear it. So then he'll like, Nori know this and Nori know that, or like
what he did on the feminism conversation, that was hysterical.
I mean, I agree with him though. Like, bro, they're not going anywhere with this.
They're not going. And I think that's when Joe stops it.
Stuck on the same.
But that's where you read. But that's where you're supposed to redirect. You know what I'm saying?
I remember
you can't complain. But human nature, right?
Yeah,
you can't shut people down and then be like, "Yo, why ain't you talking?"
Yeah,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's true.
Just redirect.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think because he's not interested, he won't redirect it to an interesting place because he's not interested in the conversation at all. I think you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, like I think that so with the feminist conversation that they had today, you know what I mean? Like, I think what failed was where in the show that it happened. Because it was right at the very end of the episode. So by then you're probably just trying to get out of there. Like, all right, bro, like just say. But if that would have happened in the first hour, maybe you let that rock a little bit longer.
And Mark was getting really mad.
Yeah, he was getting really frustrated. And,
that's another thing that pissed me off because Mark, he sits on this like imaginary plane that, he's always got to sit on the right side of PC culture. And it's like, bro, you don't have to be a bitch just to identify with the fact that you like to support women. You don't have to turn into a man bitch. And that's the annoying. That's the most annoying part. You're not a feminist. You are a man. You're not a feminist. You are pro women. You can say that.
I think that's what feminist means, though.
These are easy words. I'm anti-sexism. I'm pro-women. You're not a feminist.
But what Mark ended up doing was making a semantical argument instead of just trying to, like, one, B-Dot's point may have come from a place that Mark's viewed as ignorant, but there was a better way to say it, to say, okay, I get what you're trying to say, but I'm telling you that this is what I think about it. And we're not going to agree on it, and that's okay. But this is where I stand. Instead of trying to make it seem like, because he tried to make it seem like was that B-Dot was saying that he doesn't support women, which is not what B-Dot said
and
at all.
he was being a bitch because at the very end when they were wrapping it up, like he said something like, Joe said something, and then like Mark was like, yeah, hopefully he got an education out of it now.
Or education out of it. It's like, no,
that right there, that passive aggressive, weird fucking. I gotta say the last word, but I'm saying it like while I know nobody can say anything back. Stop being a bitch. That is annoying to me. Like men out here are turning into bitches because they think that's the road that they should take.
Well, my favorite part of the show was when Imani told Mona, when I'm talking about R&B, you mute up. Like I don't talk to you about Eddie Murphy. Like
hysterical. I don't talk to you about Eddie Murphy. You need to mute up. That was hysterical.
And then as he was talking later, she said something else, and he was like, "You still talking while I'm talking R&B?"
Now look though, but see right there, that's what I'm talking about. He can't have that conversation right now because somebody's gonna be like, "Wow, he's silencing a woman's voice," and it's like,
you know it's coming. Oh, next week. Oh, see, now I'm not on X. I'm not on Twitter. But just follow at Imani Music.
No, that shit will be somebody gonna bring it up on Threads too.
By the end of the day, it's gonna go nuts.
But I do hate that happened. I hate that Mark was like more emotional and not being quote unquote logical in that conversation. Him and B-Dot were arguing the same argument. They were just saying it a different way, and they were both trying to say it in a way that I'm insulting you. So Absolutely. They weren't trying to. I was just trying to talk shit to you.
Absolutely.
And that's where it really. That's where
content over everything, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, bro. And then he tried to use the whole like, well, if you're pro-black, nigga, that's not the same thing. They're not blackist. They're not like. There's no blackism. Like that's not a thing. So,
I hated that shit too. But let me tell you what I really hate.
What does 2-5 hate?
2-5, at the risk of being called a coon and all those cool words.
Oh shit.
2-5 hates the hood.
I support this. I
don't want to go to the hood. I don't want to be in the hood. You should not want to be in the hood. Now, granted, I know that some people have conditions and situations that determine that you will be in the hood. But the goal should be to get out of the hood. It made me think of Joe Budden, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Because he had a line when him and Ransom were going back and forth at each other that said, "This is how I knew I heard it all. This dude's still proud to live on the 3rd floor." You know what I'm saying? The hood is not a badge like a Boy Scout or Girl Scout that you walk around with that makes you a better person per se. It might make you the person that you are. But the goal should be to get away from that shit. And you know why? Because I got friends that live in the hood. I do visit the hood. And you know what I see? These same motherfuckers that I grew up with looking at my ride like they want it. You know what I'm saying? Like these same
minivan.
You know what I'm saying? Not that one. You know what I'm saying? My old rides. You know what I'm saying? But you know, pretty loose rides. You know what I'm saying? But they also, you know what I'm saying, look at your jewelry. They look at everything else, and it's like, no, I thought I was one of you. But you can't turn your hood off. You know what I'm saying? So then you say, oh, well, you turned your back on the hood. No, I did not turn my back on the hood per se, meaning I didn't turn my back on you. I still want you in my life. I just want you out of there. And you should want to be out of there. You know what I'm saying? From the standpoint of, what are you doing? You've been trying to do the same thing for the last 20 years. Your life has not improved. You have not gained anything. So what? So when I do, move on or whatever you want to call it, because I am in different circles now, you know why? Because my goal is to be better. You should want to be better. That's what 2-5 hates, is that people don't want to be better. They want to be victims. They want to be on the same shit that they were on when the year still started with 19. Grow up.
I like it. I support it. I tell people all the time, I don't go to that side. I don't want to be around y'all.
All right.
Being cool.
Jack, what's your hot take, my guy?
Have y'all seen The Dark Knight?
Yes.
That is number 3 on our top 100 movies list. The Dark Knight, arguably one of the best superhero films of all time. Actually, it's not arguable. It is easily one of the best superhero films of all time.
Outside of The Incredibles.
It changed the genre. Jesus Christ. It changed the genre all the way.
It
gave them the light to get out of that campy stuff and embrace the darkness. So
why so serious?
Why so serious?
Put a smile on that face. Now, my hot take, I don't have a hot take. My only hot take is, if you're a grown ass man, stop hiding behind fucking sensitive ass feelings and fucking condescending ass comments, and don't be a fucking weird ass, that whole, let me say things under my breath, and I don't like that shit. It's weird. Stop being a bitch. That's just what it is. Get that pussy out your heart. Act like you had a father in your life. Fatherless niggas are pissing me off being bitches. You ain't your mama. Stop acting like her. That's my hot take.
I just want to briefly add to great job, Jack. For sure. I want to add what Rajon hates very briefly. Very briefly. I hate when dudes don't respect marriages. I hate when people don't understand that there are certain things you don't do with married people. I don't play about that. So if you are somebody that's like, who DMs married women or married men, ladies, don't. If you have a friend who has a wife and you're not friends with that wife, don't friend that wife. If you think y'all have something in common, you know what you do? You reach out to that friend and you say, hey, homie, is it all right if I friend your wife? I think she's cool. I'd like to learn more about y'all. And if they say yeah, then you do it. If they don't, then you don't. It's that simple. It ain't that hard. And you don't make mistakes and request people's wives on social media. All right. Jack, you want to close us out?
Let's say more. We're just 3 people with a perspective. This is probably our most aggressive episode ever. This is easily the episode with the most cuss words, for sure.
And I said,
we appreciate. No, you didn't. You're right. You didn't say anything. Okay. We appreciate everybody who tunes in, whether it's your first time listening, your last time listening. Like I said, we're just 3 guys with a perspective, trying to deliver a diverse way of thinking. Open dialogue always expands intelligence. Don't be afraid to say things. Don't be afraid to push back. Have some confidence. Got something you want to say? Yeah. All right. That sounds good too. Yep. Say less. Say more.
Welcome to the best of both worlds.
Oh, dude.
All right. Say bye.
Bye.
A lot of people love to talk, but they don't really say nothing. You can drop a like and go subscribe, knowing 2-5 probably finna hate something. Chop it up about the game, give a little game, knowing you could take something. We just saying less and saying more, should've known before you in the right place. You know Jack can keep it radical, a little crazy with his take, but he gon' keep it factual. And you know he been a fan of wrestling since attitude. We ain't here to be the ones you playing with. Rez steady dropping gems only for relationships. We ain't never thinking Liam Neeson if you taking. Come and tap in with your favorites. Hey, we gon' talk about your latest. Yeah, come and tune into the station. Come and listen to this conversation. Like and subscribe, we going live. We gon' tell you what you need to hear in perfect moderation. Wait, it's like a game of chess. Remember we be saying more while they saying less. It's like a game of chess. Remember we be saying more while they saying less. It's like a game of chess. Remember we be saying more while they saying less. It's like a game of chess. Hey, hold up.